Hello everyone. Dr. Santosh Tiwari and myself, Sumi Agarwal, are going to present our research paper today. The title of our paper is Remodeling the Design Studio Practices for Sustainable Future. We all know that the modern development has led to the degradation of the environment. The energy crisis, excess use of natural resources, the climate change and other environmental problems have forced us to think for sustainable future. To reduce the negative impact on the environment and on the human health and comfort, sustainable design is becoming the best practice in the architecture profession. This has developed a large demand for architects with the knowledge of sustainable architecture. So, as an academician, we need to prepare our future generations to deal with the crisis and hence to work for an effective architecture education. In the architecture curriculum, the best approach to sensitize the students towards this is to focus on the design studio pedagogy. The design studio should be able to create a conducive environment to learn sustainable architecture. This brings us to our research question. What shall be the effective pedagogy to orient the architecture design studio towards sustainable design approach? Here is the methodology that we have followed in this research. The data is collected based on our own academic experience and the literature review, and also on an online survey that has been conducted to interview the architecture students and teachers as well, to understand their point of view and choices. After analyzing the current practices of architecture design studio, few valid recommendations to attain the predefined set of objectives has been given as a strong move towards a sustainable future. To make the teaching learning process of a design studio more effective, first of all, the objectives and the learning outcome of the studio are identified. These are the four main objectives. The first one is to develop self-motivation in the student for a healthy practice. Any knowledge imparted will not be effective if the student is not ready to accept it. No external factor can influence him better than his own conscience. The second objective is reframing the teaching approach for better learning experiences in design studio. The third one is to equip the students with the updated knowledge related to sustainability in the form of materials, construction techniques, bylaws, building services, equipments, etc. And the fourth one, which is the most important, is the integration and application of the above knowledge in the architecture design practice. Now, we will discuss the objectives in detail. The first one is about the self-motivation of students for best outcome. This can be achieved through Vroom's expectancy theory, which says that the product of three factors, that is expectancy, instrumentality and valence, determines the motivation. The second objective is reframing the teaching approach. For this, to understand the students' point of view, we have done an online survey with the students. When we asked them that which aspect of the studio do they enjoy the most of them preferred as self-exploration and research on the first position, after that peer learning, then interaction with field experts, market survey, and the last was faculty lecture. This hierarchy of choice in their responses clearly indicate that the students are seeking a drastic change in conventional education system. Most of the architecture students are having their unique life experiences and aspirations, unlike the students of primary and secondary education level. We should believe them and adopt the learner-centric approach of teaching learning, that is andragogy, and shift from conventional teacher learning approach, that is pedagogy. As a teacher has important role to play in inculcating good values, and of course, like architecture, for which mastery in a subject is more important than the grades or degree, it is always advisable to apply a good blend of andragogy and pedagogy for an effective teaching learning process. Even a great person like Albert Einstein has said that I never teach my people, I only attempt to provide the conditions in which they can learn. So, this quote clearly shows our intentions. In an online survey, when the students were asked that if they would prefer working for a design competition instead of regular studio design exercise, most of them answered as yes. So, this clearly indicates that they are more inclined towards the design competition. And the reason towards this inclination throws the light on the fact that academicians should be more creative in designing the assignments and the academic exercises for the students. The ordinary straightforward assignments make the students dull and less interested in academic exercises. Our third objective was updation of the practical knowledge. To enhance the students' knowledge about sustainable architecture and make them aware about industry's best practices, we need to focus on industrial exposure by interaction with experts, through summer trainings, through site visits, and all possible ways to expose them towards the unreachable source of knowledge. We feel that it is very important for a student to have the knowledge of his own region in depth. This is very important for them to understand about the social sustainability. To know the factual position, we ask the teachers about the students' level of understanding and knowledge about their region, whether they know about their regional culture, architecture, people and surroundings. And their responses clearly reflect that students hardly know about their motherland, which is not a good sign for social sustainability. We should strongly build up Know Your Motherland. The results of an online survey with the students shows that while designing, students focus very less on the contextual aspect. This aspect can be improved by many ways, like introducing community participatory and live issue solving exercises as studio exercises, or by making the students work on the site, or by organizing small and long tours to understand the site. The last objective is integration and application of sustainability in the design concept. For this, there should be greater emphasis on initial concept thinking, ideas and attitudes before the actual drawing process. During the survey conducted, the teachers accepted that the design studio exercises proposed by them addresses the issue of sustainability moderately. There is still a lot of scope to improvise our studio exercises and make them more inclined towards sustainability issue. To achieve the goal, we as an academicians should be more creative in assignment designing. A small twist in exercise can make a student involved in exercise from heart and soul. In every design studio exercise, the focus should be on one or more parameters of sustainability like pollution control, recycling system, use of appropriate eco-friendly building materials, etc. This should be unavoidable.
Now, it's the time to discuss the most important part of any research, that is conclusion. This piece of research is all about to break the conventional ineffectual studio practices and focused on remodeling the studio exercises for a sustainable future. To achieve the goal, we need to adopt the holistic approach for most effective results. Here we conclude that for making a widely acceptable and effective teaching in undergraduate architecture studies, there is an urgent need of shifting balance between andragogy and pedagogy. Empirical to rational thinking will be more effective in architectural education. Students' first-hand experiences shall be rationalized by the teachers. Students need to get in habit of giving enough respect to contextual aspects. Small assignments with an objective to sensitize the students towards nature, people, and their needs to be introduced. This will help the students to develop the design concept deeply connected with the human life and nature. Peer learning shall be used as an effective tool to gain knowledge. Right from the first year, the design studio shall be focused on one or more parameters of sustainability for orienting the students towards sustainability. Hope our research will be useful for all of us. Thank you.